Hi everyone, welcome back to Magnificalcorecraft YouTube channel. We are working on another project. I just want to remind you to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Today we are working on another macrame pattern. As you can see, we have made our crowns. We have made butterfly crowns here. We have joined them with alternative square knots. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 lines of alternative square knot. After that, we are introducing the pattern you can see here, which is our square knot. Now we'll be needing 4 in all. A square knot will give you 4 loops like you have here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have made these 2. I'm going to use this as sample to show you what we have done. So you are going to pick these 4 loops. We have made the first square knot. We are making 2 extra. You are going to have your square knot this way. You know it's always right, left or left, right. We're going to do it twice. That's the second one. Then the same thing here. So we have it that way. Then the last one, you're going to pick it. You make your square knot. You put this on this. Cross it over. So you can see we have completed the square knots now. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have this 4 like this. You are going to pick the 2 here, you put it aside. You pick the 2 here, you put it aside. So you are left with this. You pick it with the next one here. You make your square knot. Make your square knot like that. You come to this side, you pick the next 2, you make another square knot. Another square knot. Pull it to secure. Then you come to this one, you pick the next, make your square knot. The 2 we left out are still here, this way. Then you pick the next 2 again, you put them aside. You pick the next 2 here, you put aside. You are left with this. You make a square knot, make another square knot. Then you come to this one, you make your square knot. After that, you will leave out these 2. You will pick these 2 here, you leave it out. You have only these 4 in the middle. You make your square knot again. So you can see what we have now. We are going to have it this way. You can see something like a V. From there now, you are going to divide it into 2. Here you leave this out. You are going to have 8 rows in all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The same thing at this side. So this 8 here, you pick the first one, you roll it over twice. You pick the next one, you roll it over twice. The next one, roll it over twice. I told us we have 8 ropes because we have used one as our lead cord. We are left with 7 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You leave the 7th one out. You work with the 6th one. You make the same thing. And the last one. You can see what we've done. Then you now pick this that is left out before. You continue. So you will roll it over. That's the last row for here. Then this second one here, you roll it also with this. So you can see what we have here. Now that we are done with this, the same thing we have done here is what we are going to repeat here. You're going to pick the first row, you roll it over down. 1, so you finish the first line. Then like we did before, you leave this out, you continue with this, you do the same thing till the end. We are done. When we are done with the second line, then we pick this one, we do the same thing we did at this other side. As you are done with this, you close it with this one like we did at the other side. So instead of having 6, we are going to have 4 ropes. These 4 ropes now, you are going to make your square knot again. You need to have your square knots. You can see our pattern here. So once you've achieved this, to continue with the pattern now, we are going to move to the next step. So this is what we are trying to achieve. You can see that I've showed you how to use your 1, 2, 3, 4. We have our 4 square knots. We have introduced our alternative square knot that has given us the V shape. And you can see we have done this and this, a kind of a leaf pattern right and left. The next thing now is to introduce our ball knot and to introduce the pattern here. Then we'll continue with alternative square knot. So from where we left off, this is what we have done already. The next thing now is to pick this and this to give us our, we are going to make our button knot here. So let's continue. For clarity, I put this paper so that you see what I'm picking. Because if you pick a wrong rope, you have to lose it. So we clip it this way. Then we come over to this side. We pick 2, 2 on either side. I'm going to make 3 square knots. One, 2, and this is the last one. We have our square knot that way. Then to make your ball knot, you pick the 2 in the middle, you pass it through this opening here, you draw it out from the back, you have it that way. Then with the 2 on the either side, you make your square knot. So you can see, you pull it. So that is it. So what we're going to do now, we have 4 cords here, rope. You are going to leave out these 2 with everyone here. Then you are working with these 2 with what you have here. So over here, you are going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus this, you have 8 in all again. So you pick the first one this way. You do what we have done before. You roll it over twice all the way down. haven't done that, this one that remained from the two, you keep it aside. What we did before, you do this one all the way down. Okay, so just like I said before, you can see what I've done. We have made it this way and this way. So what you do, like I said earlier, you are joining these two together. You have 4 loops here, you have 4 here. You make your square knot again. You make your square knot. That is it. Then you just continue with alternative square knot. So you can see it's a very nice pattern. Alright, so once we are done with this side, we've tied it up here. So the next thing we are going to do now is to make alternative square knots. We are going to make multiple alternative square knots. So we're going to pick 4 ropes. You see, you have 2 on either side. You make your square knot. You make your square knot. You come to this side, you hold this, then you pick the next 2, make your square knot. You come to this other side, you are still holding these 2 from this side, you pick the 2 here, make your square knot again. You come to this side, you make your square knot. That's how you continue. Then you come here, you're always left with 2 here, you join with the next 2, you make your square knot. You have 2 here, you join it with this next 2. As you continue like this, so you come to the next line, you pick the same thing, you make your square knot, make your square knot. You pick these 2, you join it with the next one here, you continue down the way I've done, or you can continue this way. You have finished this, you pick the very next 2 here, you still make your square knot. It's still going to give you the same thing. You make your square knot. You can see it. So if you do this, you can decide, okay, you are done with that, you want to come to this side, you still pick this, you make your square knot. So that's how you make your alternating square knot. So in order not to confuse you, you can decide that, okay, as I finish this one, I leave this out this way, this with me, I pick the next 2 like this. This is how you continue. So as you continue that way, you are going to have something like this. You can see what we have here. As you continue line by line, you can see what are the middle that I'm showing you there. I started 1, I continue down, number 2, number 3, number 4. So that's how you will continue until you get to the desired length of the pouch. So this is how to make the design that we're working on. So you can see the bag is now completed. We are finished with the alternating square knots. Also, we have made the handle for the bag. You can see the handle here. The handle is already fixed. It's completed, and also we have finished the ending. You can see the perfect ending. We finished the ending of the bag now. We are going to cut off this excess rope and burn it on our pouch. Now we are cutting off the excess rope. You don't want to cut it too close to the edge so that it will not lose. As you cut bit by bit, you try to burn. See what we have done there? Then you continue with the cutting, you cut the next one. This is how you are going to continue until you've cut off all the excess rope. So we have finished the under. You can see our pouch now. You see the under. We have finished it. It's ready. So you can put your phone in. You can see. That is it. Put our phone in. Okay. Very flexible handle.